guys. Hey, as you can tell by the way I'm dressed right now, I'm outside again doing some more mechanicking in the garage. Sorry, mechanicking in the driveway. Yeah, that's how this day's been. So I'm gonna flip this around and show you what. Yeah, 2019 Chevy truck 1500 custom. I'm working on brakes. Well, the reason why I'm working on brakes is because I had a squeaking noise really bad a couple days ago. I don't find anything wrong with just spinning it. I know you guys have seen some of the other videos I've had when I lowered it and this and that. So I've been into this truck with some stuff. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm replacing the brake pads while I've got it apart. This electronics crap, I tell you. I'm about over it. Anyway, there's a sensor that goes in here and reads on the dash, I guess, on what percent you have left of your brakes. So it says 15%. So I got to figure out how to reset that. And of course, I'm getting YouTube certified on this. So what I'm doing is also, everybody says you got to unhook the battery. So I unhook the battery so we don't reset any codes or anything. And some of them say it'll set codes off anyway, and some of them said it won't set codes off. So sorry about that. So anyway, we'll see what we get into, but I did unhook the battery, and I got new brake pads and new hardware, which is, let's start this video over. I think this has been rough. All right, guys, as you can tell by the way I'm dressed, I'm in the parking lot driveway mechanics again today. So today we're working on 2019 Chevy four-wheel drive 1500 custom. That's one that's been in a few other videos that I've had. It's been lowered, some other stuff, little stuff been done to it, but anyway, I had a bad squeal and the noise in the front end of it yesterday. Well, it's a 19. It's got almost 88,000 miles on it, so I'll go ahead and rip it apart and find out how bad the pads look. I guess these new trucks have a percentage on the dash. Mine says 14% left. Okay, so I'll look at it. So I tore it apart this morning, and let me flip this. So the electronics on here show, of course, you got to unplug this from the back of the pad, which I'm trying to figure out because I forgot already on how it goes back together. I've only done one side so far. Anyway, that slides into the back of the pad, so you got to take this off to be able to get the pad off of it. There's more steps to it than that, but right now this is just the step I'm working on right now. So anyway, this slides into the back. Now, I don't know if this is the right direction or not. I think it is. So you can kind of see how that goes in there, and that goes in there like that. So it should set in there something like that. But I have forgot, and it looks like I broke this one when I pulled it apart, which I guess is, I hope it was broke before I pulled it apart, because the squeal in the front doesn't look like it's a brake issue. So I'm not sure about it. Brake pads don't look too bad. The rotors don't look too bad. The dash says it's 14%, so I really don't know about that either, if that's true or not. They do have GM part numbers on the back, so they are a GM pad, which doesn't mean they haven't been replaced, but it's got 88,000 miles on it. This is what we're going to put back on it. Let's see if I can get a part number for it. I'm not put these on here yet, so hopefully they'll go on there. They look like they'll fit to me, but anyway, these pads don't look like they're, well, I don't know. I don't think they look in that bad of shape, but when you put this sensor and stuff through there, it is pretty close. I mean, there looks like there's a lot of meat left on here, but by the time you put this sensor back in here, there's not really much meat left. I don't know if I can get this put back together so you can kind of see it or not. Probably not. So anyway, this sits down in here like so, and then this thing is going to sit on this side like so. Yeah, like so. Like that's so. So it should set in there on the top like that. So if you look at that, I mean, I guess there's not much left on there. I mean, it's pretty. So anyway, I'll try and do that same thing when I get the new one, getting ready to put it back together. But just I don't know. So anyway, pulling these back apart wasn't too bad. The hardest part, let me show you real quick, and it's been a pain in the rear, was this clip right here. That was the hardest part about the whole job so far. And this little white clip here goes into the top of this, and then it slides down and hooks it on there. So you got to take that off, and then that wire that I just showed you that's broke comes out of the back. I'm not yet determined on how. It comes out of back in this area right here. So I'm not yet sure how to put the thing back together safely. And I might, well, once I get the pad in there, I'll see a little bit more, but I can't really see up inside there. So I'll let you know what I do, but I may end up taking this apart, taking the caliper off, and we'll go from there. But as far as this goes, to pull this apart, these pins, of course, go through here to hold this, and then it runs through there, and then it holds the caliper pad. And then on the other end, I should have took a better picture of this. Maybe I will when I pull the other side apart. So anyway, just show you real quick. So this goes through there, comes out the other side like that, and then on the other side you got that little hole. That's right, if you can see it right there, and this little clip, goes in right there. So you pull that clip off, and then I've been lucky because this was nice and clean. It will be cleaner when I get done and put it back together, but it just pulls off. But before that, then let me see here. This is how it came off. This goes down in here as well. I don't know if you can see that. So it hooks up there like that. And actually it snaps onto these rods, so it goes underneath this little clip right here. So you got this that goes through there like so. And then this goes in here, and it just clicks onto that, or pushes it down onto that. I'm going to try and have it all in there like that, and then I'll put this top piece on there to hold them all in. All right. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what I've got. So anyway, like I said, so far the biggest headache that I've had so far, other than running this camera and doing this at the same time, the biggest headache I've had so far is just trying to get that clip figured out. I got the parts, and they were actually wasn't too bad of a price, a lot better than I thought. But I really hope this is the problem. Sorry guys, this hat's been around as long as I have, but it's warm. So anyway, I'm gonna throw this back together. I'll take some pictures of the other side and videos of the other side before I rip it apart. I never thought about this. I was just trying to get this done. I have not felt very well for weeks, so I'm still dealing with this bronchitis thing, which I got another video started for that, and I'll go over some more details about that. But right now, I'm just going to try to get this first side together, and then I'll videotape the other side, and I'll show you what's going on with it. And everything I've tried to use YouTube certify myself on is unhook the battery. So I did do that very first thing. And then I blocked the back wheel, put the thing up on jack stands, and then started pulling it apart. So we'll see what happens. I've spun this a few times. I don't see or hear any issues with the front end. Everything rolls very smooth. So again, maybe Maybe this is the problem, that it was just so thin and it was due for brakes. But to look at, keep rambling on here, but the little noise detector here is not even close to the end of that pad. So I really don't know what the noise is. So I'm gonna put you guys down for a little while. Let me get this other side together and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna clean it up and get her lubed up so I can put her back together, and we'll see what happens. So here's the difference, I guess. So, I mean, to look at that, there's quite a bit of meat on the new one compared to the old one. So maybe that's where the problem is. I really hope so. But we're gonna throw this back together and see what happens with it. I'm gonna lube it all up, clean it up, make sure that all the slides and everything are good and clean. Got everything laid out over here. So it comes with a little different clip style for the ones from Advanced Auto. These look the same other than just dirty. This appears to be the same as well. And then these little clips right here. And I may put I don't know, I really like using the GM hardware for this stuff rather than the aftermarket, because just to pick this up compared to this, I don't know if you can feel a difference, but it just, to me, it just feels like a difference. I'll see how these new clips work compared to these old clips, because these old clips come off pretty easy. Maybe these are the original clips that come off easy. So, and again, if I got good GM hardware, I don't know, it looks the same. I mean, it might be no problems, but sometimes I just like to use the original equipment back. So we'll see. But anyway, back to the pad situation here. There's definitely a difference, so maybe that's the problem. So maybe the 14% on the dash is actually right. And once I get to that point, guys, I'll let you know, because I don't know if that's I'm sure I'll have to figure out how to, well, I will have to figure out how to reset it. So you know, keep it up to date, like the oil change button and all that BS on these new vehicles. So all right, I'll get back to you. All right, guys, I'm back on the other side now. Now, I went to the parts store and they asked me if I had one sensor or two sensors in the front. Well, I got the kit with two because I assumed it came with two. So that's all they are, is this, and then that just clips on the back side of it. Well, that was the hardest part about the whole thing on the other side, was the clip on the back side, getting it unhooked, which I showed you earlier in the video, which the passenger side does not have that. So basically I just pulled these pins out, pulled this clip off the back, cleaned it up a little bit, pulled those out, pulled it out, pushed the other ones in. Now, it wasn't that easy, but this is a 4-piston caliper, so I had to run, take a pry bar and push the pistons back in, push them in real slow. So one, you don't have too much pressure popping out the other pistons, so you push them in real slow, then you got room to put your new pads in there because they're thicker. All right, so anyway, that was it. Like I said, the whole hardest part about the whole job was just being able to get that clip off. Right now, I say I'm not done yet, but if that's all there is to it, as long as I don't have any codes on the dash when I put this back together, put this battery back up, we'll be in good shape. It wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be, but that has not fixed the problem yet. I'm going to roll down the road here a little while and see if a squeak's gone. Another thing too is, guys, don't forget, once you do a brake job on anything, make sure you pump the brakes up real good before you put it in gear, because it'll take off and roll wherever it stops. So like I said, I'm just here for the entertainment and to keep myself accountable to keep moving on these projects. So make sure you pump those brakes up. Make sure you get a good hard pedal on there before you work on putting her in drive and getting ready to roll down the road. So I've done it before. That's how I know. So anyway, let me get this wheel back on there. We'll get it put back together, get these wheels torqued on, and put the battery back on, see how the dash looks for lights. Hopefully there's no light dashes on the lights, and we'll go from there, but you never know. With my luck, I've watched 2 or 3 videos to get certified on this, and A couple of them said they got lucky and never had that problem before, and one said they come on all the time. So we'll see what my luck rolls like. So anyway, I'll get back to you here shortly. All right, guys, I'm back down the road. No squeaks, no squeals, nothing out of the ordinary for this old truck. So anyway, I guess I should have looked at my hair a little bit better. Anyway, this is what we got going on here now. Nothing, no lights on the dash. Before I started this up, once I got it up in the air, what I did was I unhooked the negative battery cable. Like a few videos that I've seen, that's what they do. That's what they've said to do. So that's what I did. No lights on the dash, nothing up here. So I'm going to scroll through here. I'm going to flip this around. This as of yet, I'm going to get you a little closer here and see if I can't figure out how to reset this percentage. I don't know. Like I said, the technical side of things is not my cup of tea, so I don't know. Oh, here we go. You gotta turn the little knob on the dash on here. Okay, all right. I've only been on this page once. Okay, pad life front is at 0%, so I don't know what that means. Disable, well, I don't know about that. Well, I did it again. Exit. Now let's scroll down here. Oil life. It is due for an oil change, so I do know that. This is another problem I'm working on. If anybody's got a comment, wants to let me know what's going on there. The light is on the dash for this tire pressure monitor too. So the things I've read about it, let air out of the tires, air them back up to 32, 35 pounds of tire, and it should come back on. I've done that. It does not work. So I'm not saying I won't try it again, but trip meter I've never reset, never touched it. Let's go back through here again. Yeah, I don't know how to reset that. I don't know if I should have just done that either. Well, that's where we're at 0%, so I don't know exactly what that means. It's not at 0%, they're 100%, I just did it. Well, I guess I need to get more certified on this, so anybody's got any questions or tech tips for me about that, what's going on there, we'll, I guess I'll look into that as well. So anyway, guys, that's where we're at with that. Brakes, no squeaking. Seems like it stops okay. No, the original squeak that was there, I was worried about because of wasn't sure those pads were that thick. But that little sensor on the one side, actually, here's another tip, I guess. They did ask me if it's a 1 or 2 sensor brake system, and I told them 2. I assumed my fault there. That I assumed that there'd be one on each side, but there is not. There is only one on the driver's side, and that's one I replaced. I think I walked you through earlier in the video on that, but there was not one on the passenger side. So once I got to the passenger side, I just pulled everything apart, put the pins back together in it, cleaned it all up, put it back together, and had no problems at all. So this truck has one sensor. I, again, did not do homework, and it only had one. I don't know if that would have cost any different at the parts store or not, but I don't think it's too bad a price anyway for the front brake pads. So I'm not going to worry about it, I guess, at this point. They're already on, they're already taken care of. So I guess next time I do brakes, I'll have another one, a spare one, I guess. Oh, yes, another important thing is I actually took the brake caliper off, put that on there, and then put it back together and then plugged it in. I should have really showed that in the video, because that was time saver right there. Not worrying about, I mean, it was 2 18mm bolts. Took the brake caliper off, flipped it over enough, and then that clip, I just stuck that clip back on there, and it seemed to work fine. So that's the way I should have taken it apart, and wouldn't have had to bought the extra clip, or not the extra one, but the clip to go with it. I wouldn't have to worry about it. So next time I take this apart for brakes, and I will probably have this vehicle that long, is I will take the brake caliper off and take that apart. One of the videos I seen, the guy just clipped it and it slid right out the back. Another one did the same thing. So I think what happened is I broke it when I tried popping it off there from the back side, and I should have just taken the caliper off. So, but that's how I put it back together, is I took the caliper off, stuck that clip on there, and then what I did is just put the caliper bracket back on and then plugged it up and then hooked it all back up. So that was the easiest way to me. So I don't know, guys. Like I said, these new finagled electronics and all this BS on these trucks, I don't know. Thanks to some of you guys out there, I've been watching on getting YouTube certified on helping us through this stuff, because I'd rather go back to old school any day. And I still watch and get certified on some of that as well. So, but other than that, I think that's going to wrap this video up. I think we're good to go. So I got another video started for another project that's already started. So I got to get this one up. It has been a while since I have posted anything. The weather in Nashville has been so bad. I don't know if anybody's seen the weather in the last 2 weeks, but some areas out here are still without power, and it's been over 2 weeks without power because the ice was so bad in the trees and the limbs. It's just been terrible. So we still got a lot of ice on the ground here. Most of the snow's melted off the last couple of days, and it's supposed to be back in the 60s, 50s, and 60s this week. So I got another driveway project I got to get buttoned up from before the storm. So I got to get that done so I can park this new truck a little while and let it rest. Anyway. All right, guys, I think that's it. That is going to wrap it up. I'll catch you guys on the next video. If you guys like this stuff, don't hesitate to comment, subscribe, and share it if you get real bored. All right, talk to you guys on the next one.